suppose the game being postponed on Friday would be a bit of frustration for us all, but means we should be relatively fresh going into the game against Livingston on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Disappointing given the fact that everyone was there, it was ready. You know, obviously the TV people had arrived, everything was set up, ready to go. Probably the pitch inspection coulda, shoulda, woulda been done earlier, preferably, but that is what it is. So just get on with it. We'll see when the game's replayed how it pans out. But no, like you said, gives us a few more days extra to get prepped for the Livy game coming up.
I suppose the downside is it means we're kind of stewing on the Hamilton result that little bit longer without a game to play to get it out of our system. That must have been really difficult for you guys up in the commentary box. I was having to peel myself off the floor. It must have been such a gutter for you as well.
No, absolutely. It was a sickener. The lads deserved more out of it, I felt. Obviously, from my perspective, I was watching the majority of the game. It's the same as the last time we were at Livy, that last minute winning goal. But it's just up to everyone, up to myself, the older players, the coaching staff, just to channel that frustration in the right way, and just continue to look for that result that will really kickstart us.
That goal, and I suppose the games against Livingston that we've played so far have had those moments when we've been on top and we've not taken the chances that we've created, and I guess that's kind of why we are where we are. I suppose it's important that come Saturday, when we get that spell on top, that we make it count.
Yeah, I think if you look at both the games so far against Livingston, you certainly, if you didn't know what the table was, put the teams in the positions that they are, if you just went off them performances. So it clearly comes down to how clinical you are at both ends of the pitch. So it's up to us, myself personally at the back, and everyone else to tighten up, and then to the boys in the more attacking areas to be ruthless when the chance comes.
What do you expect from Livingston? We were saying to Rhys that they've had a few results in a row now that's gone against them, so a bit of a blip for them, but that aside, they've been really good so far this season, and you've got to expect them to be at their best.
Absolutely, they're going for the title. It doesn't matter if they've had a couple of poor results. They know what type of results they can produce. So no, they'll be full of confidence coming into the match. Obviously, having 2 results against us previously, so it's up to us to match, if not better, their work rate, and hopefully we can get a bit of quality on the ball.
You talked about ruthlessness, and I suppose their visit here, 3-0, we see it through our own perspectives, of course, right? But it felt very harsh to me, the scoreline. I think that was a fair reflection of the game, but they took those chances with that level of ruthlessness that's perhaps been missing from our game.
Yeah, absolutely. Felt in the first half we more than matched them, and then it was a bit deflated after the goals went in the second half. But no. Fresh game, fresh approach. Like you said, had a few extra days rest, so going into it nice and positive, and channel our aggression, channel our energy in the right way.
This kind of time of year can often be like this weather-wise. The kind of climate can be, it's Scotland in midwinter, so we should really kind of expect it. But does it make it difficult to get proper training sessions through when it's kind of like this?
It does, but you've got to just deal with what you're given. Like you said, we're in Scotland, so there's no point in moaning that it's cold. it's part and parcel. We adapted today. Obviously another cold day. We got a good bit of time on the pitch, and then we got a good fitness session out with it. So we're adapting, we're rolling with it, and no, absolutely zero excuses from our end.
I suppose it's out with your kind of big teams with indoor facilities in the top flight. It's the same for everyone, so they're all going to be having kind of disrupted or not ideal training weeks too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, well, we'll see you on Saturday, and hopefully we get that result to kick us on. Craig, thanks very much.
Cheers, man.
Rhys, I suppose with the game being postponed on the Friday, you've had that extra time to kind of stew over the Hamilton game, which was such a disappointment, but is it time we get that out of our system and get to the game on Saturday against Livingston?
I think so. Like you said, there's only so long you can kind of ponder and fester over these things, and you've quickly got to move on. Obviously we were disappointed for the game to be called off kind of late on the Friday evening, but again it gave us a chance to reset, probably from our point of view, maybe a chance for certain individuals maybe to get some more training time and get us back onto the pitch, and obviously just kind of deload a little bit. Obviously the weather's not had a massive help, and factoring that, training's been kind of had to tailor a few bits and that, just because of the frost and what we can actually do on that surface. So not been great, and I think the forecast is to be kind of even colder during the end of the week.
The new year, I suppose, gives us a chance, like you said, to reset. What's the sort of approach that we're going to take into the rest of the season? Do you look at it as, let's target a specific team, or is it more about, let's get as many points as we can and see where that leaves us?
Nah, probably the latter, because I don't think you can target a certain team. I think results have probably shown that everyone kind of on their day is capable of getting a victory. So the main thing from our point of view, from where we stand, is currently points. Of course, we'd like to go and try and put a bit of momentum and a run together, whether that's clean sheets, points, something that you can start to build on and gain a little bit of momentum. Obviously with games called off, you've maybe got a wee advantage. You're potentially getting a Tuesday-Saturday fixture, Tuesday-Saturday, so quick succession. Boys will tell you they'd rather play games than training, especially in this weather. So from that point of view, it's probably just focusing on points rather than kind of individual teams.
And I guess that the situation we've put ourselves in, we really need to start getting wins. We probably can look at the two Livingston games that we've played as matches that almost slipped through our fingers a wee bit. Games, at least, that we had moments that we could have taken. And I suppose if we get moments like that again, we need to make sure we take them.
That's it. Games are kind of won and lost in moments. I think arguably our best defensive display this season was away at Livingston. I think what we put into the game certainly merited more than what we got. I think Shinnie scores a shot from outside the box to steal it for them, but rewind kind of a minute or so before that, I think it's Chris Mockery has a chance to go and put us 2-1 up, which again, it wouldn't probably have been the kind of, how do you put it, it's probably looking at the two teams. I don't think Davy would have complained, and I don't think we'd have complained either way. I think we thoroughly deserved probably 3 points on that day for our performance, but we never got it. Fast forward to the home fixture not too long ago, we put in a really good strong first 45, find ourselves one down at the break. Again, talking about moments, that those are probably key moments in the season and so far in the times that we played Livingston, that you've got to be capitalising. We should have been up in the game, both games. 45 obviously a few weeks ago, and then obviously the away fixture throughout the game, we should have probably nicked it just towards the end. I think a point would have probably been fair, but I think the chance and what we put into the game should be a nick 3 points. I wouldn't have thought that Davy would have moaned too much, and certainly we wouldn't. We felt a little bit hard done by because of the manner of conceding the late goal, and for what the boys put into it, I thought they were very good. So it's going to have to be more of the same on Saturday.
They've had a wee bit of a slump the last few fixtures, the last few results, but they're wanting to do what every team recently has done when they've come down from the top flight and bounced straight back up. So they'll be, if anything, more guns blazing to try and make sure they get back to winning ways, so we'll need to watch for that.
Absolutely. They're probably going through a little lull just now, where I think it's three in the bounce that they've lost, conceded a few cheap goals probably from what you're used to expecting with Livingston. You know, I think a couple of set pieces at the weekend, and fundamentally they're always kind of strong, and Davies' teams very rarely are caught out with the same mistake twice. So strange on that front, but at the same time they're experiencing what every team and probably individuals will go through in the season. Some teams have hit it, like ourselves probably, with injuries and results and whatnot. And listen, Davies going on the back of 3 negative results for him, but that's all it is. We don't read into it too much. It's not like we're going to come up against a better or a worse team on Saturday just because they've won or lost. We know that they're going to be super competitive, and win, lose or draw, that's always going to be the case.
You've mentioned already the conditions are making training a wee bit tricky, but what's the situation health-wise for the squad? Are you looking a lot better now in terms of what's available, who's there?
I wouldn't say we're looking a lot better. I think the chance to obviously get certain individuals back, like Dylan McDonald, Mason, Aaron Reid now progressing well. Liam McStravick's got another kind of week under his belt with contact training, so it'll be about stepping up and possibly getting some friendly games and minutes and stuff arranged for him. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. No one else in the immediate comeback, but it's one of the ones that probably the longer goes on, it's going to help us because you're getting boys back. So the way that the weather and the training load's been this week, it's been a bit stop-start, if I'm totally honest. We've had certain individuals and certain plans in place for the week. We come in first thing in the morning, the pitch is frozen over, there's no sign of it kind of thawing out, so you're trying to give it to kind of 11, half 11 before you start, and you're having to tinker and tailor with training a little bit with managing the gym programme and stuff as well, so you are limited in what you can do. I'd imagine that'll be the same for pretty much every club in Scotland that doesn't have an indoor facility. People will be trying to get in there and get something out of the day, so we've got to make the best of a bad situation just now. We can't unfortunately control the weather and what's to come, so we've just got to prepare as best we can.
The joys of football management.
The joys, exactly. It's like you said, you're coming in with ideas and things in your head to work on for the week, and sometimes they get scrapped very quickly because of the circumstances.
Rhys, thanks very much, appreciate it.
Cheers.